We're getting ready to leave our hostel and we're gonna go take a bus to Monarchy. We're gonna camp in Sierra Nevada National Park, and the trail is called Los Cajotos or something like that, and it has like cool hanging bridges and stuff, so that's exciting. Alright, back to packing and stuff, I suppose.
Back to reality, yo.
So we've been walking for about an hour now. We finally come across a spot that looks flat enough and soft enough to camp on. So we're just gonna go check that out.
Check it out!
There's loads of cow poop everywhere. Well, I think it's cow poop, but it looks pretty old, so we should be fine, I think. Look at him go!
Bear Grylls! There's nothing that way.
Found our spot.
Spot.
Don't know about you, but I think our tarp shelter is badass. Weighs practically nothing, and I think it even does a better job than the tent. Better ventilated, so then we don't get damp and cold at night, which was a problem when we had a tent in Ireland. Got a pretty nice selection of wood over here, and a pokey stick. Making tea. So really hot. Pour yourself one.
Yes.
We have just woken up and it's really cold. We had a little fire going. We're wearing about 10,000 layers. It is about 7 o'clock in the morning and we're very cold. Last night was one of the longest nights ever. It was so cold we couldn't sleep. So today what we gotta do is try and figure out a way for us to stay warm, collect more firewood to last the night, and for now we're just gonna go into town and get warm. Get some food in us. We researched the wild animals and insects around this place, and turns out that #1 on the list of the most dangerous ones are caterpillars that we found in Nurka, which we thought were super cute, but apparently they like shoot venom into you or something. Other than that, there's just some wild goats. There's some boars around here, but then once we go up north, there'll be wolves as well. So that should be fun. We'll be hearing wolves at night.
That'll be sick.
Howling.
That'll be a nice thing to go to sleep to.
We set out on a little mission to retrieve a clothes peg from a little branch that we saw earlier on our trail, but we thought that someone might have been using it as a way to track their trail, and now it's gone, so that's probably what happened, but we did find this.
Ba-doo.
We're gonna use that for cooking. Whoa, Mary. We decided to climb up this mountain. We didn't take a path, we just decided to like go straight up, and now there's basically no way back, so we have to keep going, but it's really steep and rocky. We finally made it to the top. That was probably the most difficult climb I've ever done. We said we'd climb up the mountain, but we didn't mean literally climb up the mountain. Towards the top, a lot of it was mostly just us on all fours trying to climb up, struggling, really, trying not to fall down. The rocks were falling down beneath us and it was crazy. I'm just gonna say this, I need a new lens really, really badly. I mean, a camera doesn't do justice to these kind of views anyway, but with this lens, it's just harder to even start to show you what this place actually looks like. Hopefully by the time this video is out, I'll have a Patreon set up, so you can help me out with that if you want. We just figured out that we are up here somewhere on this path, and that's about 1.3k, 1.4, and obviously we're not at 0, being in a mountainous region and all, but climbing up that side of the mountain is, I think, pretty impressive. That's probably one of the most badass things I've ever done. This is what we've just climbed up. We were up there. So apparently it got below freezing last night because all of this is just frozen, and so is that. We were barely able to get a fire going, and now we're making some tea to warm us up. Our feet are just completely numb with pain. They're so cold.
So I'm filling in for the sick Mrs. Goat on today's very brief vlog thing. We went and got some crepes yesterday in some restaurant or whatever, and it gave both of us pretty rough food poisoning. We were dying all night. We didn't sleep much. It wasn't a good time at all. But now we're in a cute little hotel, and we're just gonna chill out and see how the rest of the day goes once the little goat repairs.
So I have just finished setting up my Patreon page. The link for that will be in the description, so if you want to help out, go ahead. If you don't, then that's absolutely no problem. You don't have to whatsoever. I just don't want people leaving comments saying that I should just get a job or whatever, because that's not how it is. If you just bear with me, you'll understand. What happened the last couple days is me and Tyler got pretty bad food poisoning. We only slept for a couple of hours that night, and we woke up in the middle of the night and just started throwing up non-stop. That was definitely one of the toughest things we've had to do on this trip so far. Being out in the wild with no one to help you can be really tough sometimes, but we did it. We hiked for about an hour while feeling really, really shit back into town. Took a bus back to Granada, got a hostel. Seemed like forever, but we did it in the end. There's grow shops in like almost every city in Spain, and as well as selling cool stuff like grinders and pipes and stuff, they sell seeds, and this is one of the brochures that I got from there, and it has loads of different strains of weed. That looks yummy.